Show Us Your Tips, weekend preview time. Daggy and Beaver back with you to get stuck into Melbourne and Sydney racing this weekend. Big weekend ahead for Beaver. He's about to lose a few teeth by his own choice for once. But what's happening, mate?
Exactly, mate. So got to go and have a few of the old Barry beef removed, mate. So not looking forward to that, but some things have to be done. But outside of that, pretty busy leading up into Christmas, but plenty of racing on and hopefully some more winners out there for the punters.
Definitely is. Of course, check out showusyourtips.net. We'll have some tips throughout the week next week. We'll have a Christmas break after the Villiers Day or the Ingham next week, with both of us quite busy heading towards Magic Millions early next year, but we'll return in the new year with some stuff going on there. And if I get bored, I'll do a show for Boxing Day as well, somewhere along the line. Of course, showstips.net. There's also a UFC preview up. I sat down with GT and did discuss that card there. It was most enjoyable. Check that out as well. Did UFC that, the first show up for anyone might be interested. But we kick off at Rosehill first of all. The rail is in the 4 metre position. Beautiful dry track, potentially some late Arvo rain, but with the rail 4, maybe the 1-1's a place to be, probably not too far back in the field. Any thoughts on how this might play?
Yeah, look, I think generally speaking, I think horses will be giving a chance, probably come down sort of the middle of the track, I would expect, or particularly over the course of the day. But hopefully those all runners are given fair chances.
Kick off with a 1200 metre benchmark. What an odd... There is just too much racing at the moment with Kenzo de Savo, Rosehill tomorrow, Hawkesbury Sunday. There's heaps of scratchings. They're not big fields. Everything feels a bit thin. But kick off with the 1200 metre benchmark 72. And I'll start just because you don't like it when you do half the time. Unfortunately, I found the favourite, Private Harry, here. I thought this was, I know it's coming off provincial form, but ran some fast time at Hawkesbury, demolished that field there. Probably leads or sits off Midnight Dynamite. Should all things be, and there's been money for it, just looking here. Should start favourite, sit to the pace, and be very hard to beat. Scared of the Blade, who comes off an actual Kensington win, but I don't have as much guts to that race. As the market suggests, I'm not too far from the script there. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm going with the favourite as well. Both starts to date have been pretty impressive, albeit in that not in the city grade, but this is a very winnable race as it comes to Sydney. Some horses that have got, all these horses have got some decent form and have been thereabouts, but money for this and might be just a bit better than average.
The second is a 1500 metre benchmark 72 midway. What have you found?
Yeah, I know why you swap races so that I got this one first.
I didn't know. No such thing, never.
Yeah, walked straight into this. Wasn't keen on this race at all, Daggy. Forced to have a pick. I've gone with number 3, Miss Hayes. Been fairly consistent the last couple of starts, but this is not a race that I'm overly keen to play in.
I felt the same, and just because they're always so attached to each other, and now a lot of these are so attached to each other after the last couple of months, I went searching for some different form, and I might have something small and Always Sure here first up. At 20-1, it trialled really nicely, and perhaps can run well fresh. Did some decent stuff last prep along the way, so a little spec there. And then I thought the too obvious away from that. Kingston Charm has found a lovely sweet spot around the 1500 metres this prep, going really well. Just where it gets to the run might be the concern now drawn out. And I can make another case for Magneteer here. Now third up, hard fit, back to 1500 metres and goes from J Ford to Nash Ruilla. That worked out all right for a horse last week. Ready to go lead and give you a sight here. So a little spec on Always Sure, and then, the two obvious ones there to me were the 1 and the 7. The third is the Highway, 1500 metre class 3. And I thought back to the scene of the crime, looked pretty good here for Villasaurus. Pushes forward, gets a halfway decent spot here. Either can get 1-1 or outside lead from gate 9 and has beaten up some key rivals previously. Looks a nice enough bet for me at $5? It's on top. From Ever I Do, Honest, off a close win last time out. They looked pretty obvious because I'm sick of touching anything to do with Masara in any of these races. So what are you?
That's the reason I'm going to go for it.
Here we go. Yeah,
I'm going to sound the alarm.
Yeah.
I do think Villasaurus is hard to beat. Might have been a bit flattered first up, but it was a good win. But I think third up is perfect here. Love the way it came from midfield at Scone, ran on solidly, at a short price. But I think the 1500 suits here, and the highways. This is a winnable highway. So got it on top, but scared of the two.
The fourth is an 800 metre benchmark 72. As of now, all the Waller runners are still in, and Masara's got a horse in the market as well. Who have you found?
Not the Masara one this time. I've gone for number 6 here, Bestower.
Yeah.
Ultra consistent last few starts, and last start's third. It got well out of its ground, but finished off very, very nicely. Wouldn't have needed to be much further for it to win that race. 1800 here suits, got the right draw, and it's now ready to win. $5 is a good price.
I agree. It probably should have won that race, all things being equal. Had to do quite a bit of work to even just get a clear run. I agree with you there. I'm going to make the main danger Heed the Omens, who was very good first up, went back and just flopped home second up, as some of these Wallers can do off a decent first up run. To be ready to go third up now, and is the clear danger for me. But when Waller has half the field, you're always nervous about one of them taking their turn. The fifth is 1500 metre benchmark 72. We've lost 3. What have we got? A field of 7 left. I'm putting Darling Dones on top. It has some midweek Metropolitan form. I thought it was a nice win. Found the line really well last time out. And finds a pretty shit race, to be honest. You're getting $5.50 still. We'll put it on top. Scared of the Gay Runner. I think it's too short coming off Hawkesbury. But will lead, and maybe that is enough in a field like this. I had a lot of looks at the rezone, actually. First up for Price and Kent, but maybe one run tick over first. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Waterhouse Spot. I think as these horses, they step up and they get them through the right grades here, they're generally hard to beat. And stepped out of its maiden, went to the Class 1 at Hawkesbury and won fairly convincingly. That suggests to me fairly good level of ability here, and I think it can go on with it here and be super hard to beat. I'm not so worried about the price.
There's no other pace. It does get everything its own way. So fair. 2,000 metre benchmark 78 is up next. There's been money for Bullets High since I did the form. Who do you like?
Yeah, look, I thought it was a little bit disappointing last start, Bullets High. It was okay, but this is an easy race. It'll certainly be hard to beat. I just went looking for a little bit of value here, come up with the number 2, Claim the Crown, if it starts in this. I know it's been nominated elsewhere, but third up here, I think it can run well, gets the 3 kilo claim coming from a good stable. So I had it on top. Again, not a race I was overly keen on, but yeah, just went for a little bit more value.
I've gone with Modesty on top. I thought I had a big job to do there at Kembla, coming out of a reasonable race. It got too far back, hit the line well, and back to the scene of its last start win. And I will make Bullets High the danger. Had to do some ducking and weaving, gets Nash back on top on the quick backup. Everything's been thrown at the wall for it here. Quaddie kicks off with the 1,300 metre benchmark 78. Going to have something here at 20s on Desire. I think the market completely forgot this. Trial 2 very quiet trials. Very honest form, did some nice stuff, albeit at midweeks last time out, but this is a midweek race and just looked a big price for me. I went looking for both the blue colours and decided that I don't trust either of them. Otherwise, I probably would have gone with either one as the main danger. I'll leave it there. August Bloom has come back in, looks to have come back in quite good order, has matured and trialled well, but another trainer I don't tend to touch a lot. Look, Desire at 20s will be mainly betting this race, I suggest. What have you come up with?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty keen on DriftNet.
Even after last week?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I just think it got to the front a little bit too early there. And it just, I know the other thing kicked back and beat it, but I think the other thing's a reasonably good horse. And I think it was just, I think it probably should have still won, had the right run. I think if it gets the same run here and does the same thing, it'll beat this lot. I think it was just going so well last start. He took it and took it past the other thing, and maybe just a bit of fitness gave out. Who knows? Or it just got to the front too early. But I think it's the best horse here, and I think it's going to be hard to beat.
Beautiful. Nothing else you want to mention?
Nothing else.
benchmark 94 over 1,400 metres. We've lost half the horses I was going to talk about. So who have you found here first?
Oh, look, again, it wasn't a race that I was overly keen on, and I kind of kept looking for something to beat the favourite, and I couldn't, so I just kept going back to it. It was pretty good first up. Had some good form last prep, and Waterhouse Bot, again, they're just hard to go past on these ones that strike early.
Yeah, I went looking for everything else, and then I ended up deciding that I'm into Win's Best of the Day. It's going to go straight to the front. I thought it smashed him last time out, and a few of the other on-pace chances that would have been here are no longer here. Konasana was okay last time out. I think he just wants a wet track, so jump, lead, win. I'm into Win on top. The 9th is 1,100 metre benchmark 88. Very good little race, actually. Who have you found in this one?
Yeah, it is a good open race here, and I thought there was plenty of chances. I just came back and landed on Firestar. It's going well at the moment. Draw was a little bit of a concern, but I'm hoping it gets some cover here. But look, there's plenty of chances here. You could pick first 6 or 7 in the market, and they go well. You know, you've even got a horse like Dehorn Unicorn that can run well. Tricky race. I've got Firestar on top. Concern from Boston Rocks.
I was really comfy with the bracket of Firestar and Inhibitions. They're both just going to should lob just behind but there's quite a bit of pace right up front with Tri-State, Cruel Summer, Time to Boogie, Rise of the Masses, possibly even pushing forward. And I thought they'd both just get into the right spot. One's $10, one's around the $8 mark. I'll cover that bracket, and that'll do me for the race. Foxfighter's always worth it. Anything better than 30s is worth a knockout. $1 or $2 each way as well, but that'll do me for that in a very interesting race. The last is a benchmark 78, 1,300 metres. Again, we've lost quite a few to the Savo. Yiska's on top, going to Saturday off some very good last start form with Accredited coming out and winning it with ease on Wednesday. Before that, went out with a nice win, and Gate 1 sits where it wants, and that's about it. Yeah, the other horses I was even going to make half a case for have come out. So Yiska possibly might be one of the better bets on the day. What have you come up with?
Yeah, I thought Yiska was a definite chance and one I was scared of, but I've gone for Little Beginnings. Again, probably wasn't doing its best last preparation, but I really liked the way it resumed at Rosehill. Just sat off the pace there, hit the front and beat Driftnet. So I thought that was a pretty handy win, and a few kilos drop on that, so it gets the 3 kilo claim here with Osmond on board. Second up, Lee's in the last race. He can run well.
Excellent. From Rosehill, the quaddie. Let's look at this. First leg, we go N2 Desiah, 3 August Bloom, 7 Driftnet for you, 9 How Dare You, 10 Lulumon. Second leg, 6 Konasana, 7 I'm In to Win. Third leg, 2 Tri-State, 4 Time to Boogie, 6 Foxfighter, 7 Inhibitions, 8 Firestar, $10 Magic. And we'll come home with Yiska, number 2, 3 Little Beginnings, and 5 Midnight Opal. Your best and value?
Yes, my best bet comes up in race 7, number 7, Driftnet. And my value bets, I really like the price of race 4, number 6, Bestower.
Very good. Race 8, number 7, I'm In to Win. And race 7, number 2, Desire. Looks over the odds to me. As we head to Ballarat for showusyourtips.net, where rain's coming, I believe. Currently good 4, but supposed to cop some rain today. I've treated it. It doesn't drain all that well. I've treated it as a soft track for now, but a little bit apprehensive. How have you attacked the Ballarat program?
Yeah, look, it's interesting. I kind of liked it a little bit better later in the day. Some of the runners there. Ballarat's usually a fairly reasonable and fair track.
Plays fair, yeah. No, I'm not worried about bias or anything. More just however it gets, yeah.
Yeah. So probably some interesting races early on, and I'll be sort of looking, watching those closely, and probably my better bets come up a little bit later in the day. We
kick off with an 1,100 metre 2-year-old race. Anything catch your eye?
Yeah, look, I went for the Cummings Aleppo Pine here. I just thought it's the blue colours, they get these up and running very early. Out of Blue Point, Retzina, I think that's pretty good breeding. So won a jump out, looked okay. I think it'll run well fresh.
Yeah, the jump outs trialled like a bomb too. It was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good breeding. It's half to Savatiano, Villana, and a Theory. They go all right.
Yep,
So
very good.
halfway decent bloodlines there. Main danger, the Karaka grad high strung. I liked its work as well. Jumped out quite stylishly, but I think we can start off with a blue winner. Second is a 1400 metre Emerging Stars final, Class 3. Dream All Day in the Waikato stud colours smashed them first up. I think it's a black type horse it's now coming to a country series. Very easy watch there. I think it gets the right run again here. Has formed through Aztec State last prep, which stacks up quite well. It's on top from the Yulong horse here, Denori, who did a decent enough job on debut behind a horse that's gone on behind somewhere, who we were both giving a chance to last week in the Guineas. Anything for you here?
Yeah, I've stuck with Dream All Day as well. That was a really good resumption there from the right stable. Price Camp, they're going good at the moment. Just love the way it finished off there. Looked very powerful in its finish there. Sticking at the 1400, but that doesn't hurt. Gets the right draw and should prove hard to beat.
The third is a 1200 metre 78. What's caught your eye?
This is where it started to get a little bit trickier here. Some interesting runners here. I've settled on number 5, Kiko. I think it can run well. Was going really well when last in work. And then first up was only a length and a half behind Pisanello. That was a good run. And I think it'll be a lot fitter from that and goes quite well second up. So I think this looks suitable and will be hard to beat.
It didn't have the best of luck behind Pisanello either. On top for me as well, this is a nice drop in grade. Handles the wet should the rain arrive as well. So all ticks for me. I thought Subliminal was a crazy price here for a very good prep and a tremendous jump out. Probably wants it dry, so may not be here, but he's 20 to 1. We'll make it the value in the race. If Zabella's here, it's next best. The fourth is a 1200 metre Eureka Stock Aid, where I agree with the market in that I've got Pharari on top. I'm always looking to pot this horse, but that was a nice run behind Kin last time out. Gate 1 hopefully isn't too much of an issue, and its form all the way through stacks up much stronger than this. The main danger is Miss Rubini. Both of these have been part of your stable, haven't they, Beaver? Very good debut, very good resumption in the wrong part of the track at Caulfield. It will run well here. Who do you like?
Yeah, I've gone the same way as you here. I like Pharari. It's a horse that I have been following and backing, and I think here it gets back into the right company and the right grade from the right draw. Don't know much about this jockey, McMahon.
He's all right. He came out last summer and rode quite well, rode Running By and a few other winners. No.
Yes. So, look, I think it's going to be super hard to beat if it gets the right run. Miss Rubini is a horse that was flying last in work, resumed well, drawn a bit wide here, but I think it might be if there's one to test the favourite, that's the one.
Very good. The fifth is a mile 78. Who do you like here?
Yeah, this is an interesting race here as well. I've gone for number 5, Prince Eric. Sort of runs is quite spaced and lightly raced, but it's won 4 from 8. Loves this distance. Look, I thought it was a pretty good resumption at Donald. I think it got on the pace. It was a fair way off Chartres, but it won quite easily. I think it's going to be would have got a lot out of that and has form overseas. So I think I'm expecting it to continue on an upward spiral, and I think it can run well here.
I've treated the rest of this card as it being a wet track, and that's why I've put Bigolino on top. I thought it was an easy bet to have, around $9.50. Do want all that because we are trusting Tom Preble with the claim, but unbeaten in the heavy. It was a very good resumption, leading up Ride and Rose. I know it says Wodonga, but that was a decent race there, and should push forward here and get a decent run. So we'll play that on the each way. From Far Flung, who doesn't particularly like winning, but I think can run to a place. And I'm scared of Prince Eric, who comes off, you've covered it off, comes off a decent Australian debut there. So good race. I thought the favourite was well under the odds, actually, but
Yeah, so did I.
We'll leave that there. Cool. The 6 is a benchmark 74 over the 1100 metres, where I'm going to spec 2 at a double figure price off the Bellinger race, actually, who's gone to Adelaide and be hard to beat. But out of that race, I thought Charlemagne was very good first up, sitting outside lead, just getting run over late. It's still 20 to 1. I think it's worth a spec. And Tiffy Valentine hit the line very well through the same lead up. And it was $11 when I looked at this form. So I'll cover both small bets in a tricky race, but seemed fair enough to me. The favourite, I thought, heading to a wet track off a greyhounding around Moonee Valley, looked a bit short again. So I was looking for a bit of value. What do you find?
Yeah, I kind of kept looking down the market here, and I was sort of just trying to line up all the form up because it's a little bit all over the place here, and it was really hard to find things, and that's why I just came back to Fickle. It is going to get the assistance of coming in a few gates, so the 17 probably end up finishing in around about the 12-13. It is going to go forward, and it would test out the mettle of some of these horses as to whether they are cats and real chasers or not. So I thought it just might control it up front and be hard to run down. So, obviously not sure about the track, but I'm going to treat it as hopefully still okay by this time, and might be the hardest to beat.
Cool. 1100 metre benchmark 100 is next, and I'm actually really interested to see what you've done here because you're one of the big Mrs. Chrissy fans, but there's a couple of good horses resuming here.
Yeah, one of the other ones I do really like, and that She Dances.
Yeah.
And that's where I've landed here. I like the inside gate. It's a fairly versatile horse. I think the three resuming here hold the key: Miss Chrissy, She Dances, and Joyful Fortune. Probably Joyful Fortune, given it hasn't started for so long, you've got to be a bit wary of that and probably see it first. But it comes from the top stable who's flying at the moment. But I'm just going to go She Dances. I like the inside draw. I think it can get to where it needs to be, potentially lead. And it's going to be hard to run down, albeit he's got to give 5 kilos to the favourite.
The only two I'm interested in are Joyful Fortune and She Dances, and they're both off a year off, which is a concern potentially on a testing track. I decided that Joyful Fortune, the trials were magnificent. They were just trialled like a very good horse. It had a fantastic first prep in Australia. I'll probably end up backing it at the price it is. First up for the Hayes boys as well, off Mark Newnham, I think could be a project. And I think it is actually unbeaten in a wet, or it's had one on a heavy, which one. But it's on top from She Dances, same, long break, but 4 jump outs, 1-2 of them, and is a wet tracker. We've seen it well exposed in the wet. So they're the two that of most interest. We'll just see where the market heads, but it looks like money's starting to come for them as well. So maybe they're ready to go. The 8th, 2,000 metre benchmark 84. Another tricky race here. I'm going to put Savoir Faire on top, where it is drawn out, but possibly not an issue by this time of the day. I think the horse is going really well off the big win last time out at Cranbourne, where it chimed in, ran away. I think can do similar here. There's been money for it again overnight. Easy to like from Shayar. I know it doesn't particularly like winning, and I've just noticed Jet Stanley's been booked, so I'm a bit colder, but at the big price, I think it's going okay. And I might have something small, Independent Road, as the main danger away from that. Who have you found?
No, Ruakaka Raider here for me, mate. Again, drawn out a bit, but hopefully that's not an issue. It's flying at the moment. Outstanding win last start. Just going really well. I think this will be suited here. The 2000's perfect. I think it'll run that out really strongly and got it on top.
The feature is the 2,000 metre Ballarat Cup. What have you come up with?
Yeah, good race. Hey, really like this one.
It is indeed.
Tricky affair. I've come up with number 10. It's a Wild Night.
Love it.
Really like the price here. Started favourite last start and was given none. Was climbing all over the back of them. Again, got a difficult draw to deal with here. Might get a scratching or two, but hopefully it'll have clear air here, and I've got it on top, hardest to beat. There's plenty of other chances. I do like 7 Air Assault. I think it's a consistent horse. Only just missed last start, but it can take up a forward position and get into the right spot and running. But there's plenty of other chances. I wouldn't turn anyone off. Poison Chalice, Future History, Berkeley Square. They're all good chances.
I'm coming with you. I love the price on It's Wild Night. I tipped it going into the race. Had no luck. Definitely should have been closer. I think 2,000 metres at this stage will be fine, and it's double figures, and I thought it was really easy to like Future History here. Very impressive win back at the Valley, then chased Via Sistina. There's no Via Sistina here. It ran quite well in that McKinnon Stakes, and more importantly, I think from gate 17 in these staying races, it will go forward, and you just want to be on pace because they always go so slowly down there. They're the two main ones. If Poison Chalice drifts, I may have I might save a mistake there. But probably should have got the job done last week. The 10th in last is the 1,400 metre benchmark, 84. Not that keen here. Brazen Lady's on top for me. He's going really well. Should have been finished the last two. Gate 1 may be a concern now, but hopefully can push forward. We've seen it do so in the past. From Is It Me, who is also going really well. Third up, hard fit, handles the conditions, and is the alternative. The inside, it's drawn right out. They're the two main ones for me. I'd also look at Sir Atlas and Dual Pressure from a quaddie point of view. What have you got for us?
Yeah, I've gone for So Risque. Resuming here. Very consistent horse.
I really liked it in Sydney. God, I really liked it in that
Yes,
Sydney race.
So did I. So I've stuck with it. Goes good first up. And look, it's ran behind Gentleman Roy, Extreme Flight. That's pretty good form for a race like this. Gets the 2 kilo claim, so it gets in near 60. The conditions should be okay if it gets to soft. It hasn't won, but it's placed 5 out of 7. That's good enough. In an open race, got it on top.
I actually didn't mention it because in my head I'd already factored into Sydney, but now it's here. Yeah. Absolutely. Very good. You got a quaddie?
I do have a quaddie. Starting in the first leg, which is race 7, I've gone number 1, Joyful Fortune, number 3, She Dances, and number 9, Miss Chrissy. Just going with the 3 there. Bit wider in the next leg. I'm going in no particular order. 17, Rua Carcareta, number 7, Savoir Faire, number 18, Shore, number 20, Golden State Warrior, and number 12, Dublin Journal. In the third leg, I've got number 16, Poison Chalice, number 1, Future History, number 7, Air Assault, number 3, Berkeley Square, and number 10, It's a Wild Night. And we're going to finish up in the last. I'm going number 7, Brazen Lady, number 2, So Risque, number 8, Is It Me, and number 19, Dual Pressure.
Very good. My best, race 2, number 3, Dream All Day. I'm very interested to see how She Dances and Joyful Fortune resume as well, but that's the best. My value, race 5, number 1, Bigolino. What do you like?
Yeah, my best bet comes up in race 4, number 4, Pharari, and my value bet is race 9, number 10, It's a Wild Night.
Perfect. Have you had a look at the railway stakes at all in WA before we go to Queensland?
I haven't, mate. I haven't done that for you. That's
okay. I actually thought Democracy Manifest will definitely improve from an inside gate, but second favourite, so I'm not telling everyone much there. What's happening at Hill Farm as we get barrel on towards the Magics?
Yeah, got a few up there for us on the weekend. Race 3, number 9, Cormac T. Nice little price there. I think it can run really well. Followed by race 4, number 14, 10, Trinity Square. I think the best is race 5, number 3, Cigar Flick. I think it can win. And then we move to later in the day. I like race 9, number 2, Give Me Space.
Beautiful. And old mate Rothfire is resuming actually in a...
Yeah, it's a good little race, that.
It is, yeah. I assume also heading towards the Magic Millions Carnival. Excellent. Thank you, Beaver.
You're welcome.
All the best for tomorrow. Hope it all goes to plan. And we will talk to everyone next week Take care, guys. Check out showusytips.net. We'll put up, I'm assuming that's what you're doing right now, isn't it, Beaver? Putting up
I am actually working on it.
the summary of the show. You can find that if you need to have a sneak peek or a refresher of our tips throughout the afternoon. Take care, guys, and we will talk soon. Bye.